Hey guys and gals, Malkuth 1974 back at you with another episode of our Space Engineer Survival Now in Space. And officially, we can get rid of the meteorites here. If I sense that, I don't know if we still get them in space or not, but if we do, we're gonna have to deal with it. I haven't shut them off yet, but I don't want meteorites in space because now we're taking the game a little bit more serious. So, I mean, it was serious before, but the meteorites on the planet was kind of like an added challenge and a way to get us hustling to get off the planet instead of like lingering on the planet and doing all this crazy stuff that's not really needed. So today we need a lot of we got to do some maintenance, and some things I noticed, especially that we don't have gravity, so we do need to turn the gravity generator on. Let me go into that, go to we'll find that gravity generator, and I'll turn it on. So we should have gravity right now. When I jump out, shut this off. Unfortunately, I must have put it sideways. Take it, Malkuth. Why do you do stinky stuff like that? All right, like I said, we have some maintenance to do today. We have some programming errors that we have to fix. Let me see. Let me shut that back off. All right. I'm not going to turn the oxygen on yet, but we will get resupplied here. Let me get under here. We should go right into here. We should be able to get more oxygen. Yep, 100%. So let's go fix that gravity generator. What do I have? I have way too much volume for this. There's a few things we actually have to fix, and I'll explain in a second what I mean. We can put that in there, and I'll grab one that's at 100. Alright, so, the reason I am not going to put the oxygen yet is because I realized when I was editing the video and I watched the video over and I watched the lights, what happens is when you open this door, we lose all our oxygen. That means that this area is not secure. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this door. Okay, and we're gonna put it right here against this. I'm gonna go to G, I'm gonna go door, and I'm going to go like this, 8. I don't want the door like that. Where are you? It's hard to see. Okay, yep, just like that. I'm gonna weld it back up. So now what I should have here, if we go like that, we should be secure. We shouldn't lose through here because this should be secure. If not, I'll have to move it again. I'll have to move these over. So let's try this out. We'll turn the block on. We should get oxygen. Should be able to take my helmet off. Oxygen should be high. See, I'm breathing. Yay! I should be able to open this door. Yeah, we're good there. It just filled this room, that's all it did. And we can go in here. We just gotta make sure that we shut this. And I'll put this back on, and we'll open this. And we'll lose all that oxygen, but it shouldn't. I thought I put my helmet on. Okay, there it is. So there we go. Now we're out of the ship. I'll probably put another door here again, so I'll have like 3 operating doors. Because what I actually want to do is I want to put a door here too. And can I put one there now? And I'm going to show you why, because I always want access to this, because if we ever have to have repairs or anything like that, it'd just be a nice thing to be able to do. But what we need to do is we need to fix this gravity generator. It's not correct. It can't be... Actually, you know what? Why don't we just put the gravity generator... It has to be on the floor that you want your stuff to be on. So I could actually, could I go like that, or is that? Yeah, no, we can't. All right, so what do we have here? Do I not just? You know what? Do I really need to get in here? All right, I think I'm gonna put the gravity generator right here. All right, so 5. Hey. Alright, 5. Alright. 5. Is that laying on the floor? Yep. Alright, so I should have gravity now. It should be on the floor. So I'm walking like that. Go like that. We'll get hit with the air. That's always gonna happen, unfortunately. Nothing we can do about that. And we'll get resupplied with oxygen. And I have oxygen on. What I could do... No, that won't matter either. Yeah. What I could have done is I could have just shut this down every time. But we kind of want to keep our oxygen going here. So let's see what we have for oxygen. Make sure we're not using up too much ice. So I still have quite a bit of ice, which is filling up. I take it probably still the hydrogen. Yeah, so we're gonna have an issue here with hydrogen. Yeah, we used up more than I was hoping we did, because I did that one mess up in last episode where I forgot to flip the ship for the rear engines we're facing up, because the rear engines has more engines than the bottom. Let's see. Everything else seems okay. Another thing we're gonna want to do is we need to get rid of oh, keep forgetting my helmet. We need to get rid of this extra weight of these engines. Plus, I don't really like them there right now, so we'll just bust them off. They give me a lot. That's all right. We can reload from over here. Actually, I want to shut these hydrogens off too. Let me do that too. Control panel, hydrogen thrusters off. We're not wasting them. There we go. And I'll get rid of these. And that will cause problems. So there we go. So eventually we will completely redesign this ship. Hopefully not to run off hydrogen. It's never going to land on a planet again, so it's meant as a space runner, not a planet lander. I mean, we took off, that was great. But eventually we're going to want ion engines on here. And that way we'll get a lot more room in the ship, and we can kind of upgrade it if we actually want to. Maybe even make it into a war vessel to deal with pirates. That's right, we have pirates now because we are in space. And I left the pirates on, if you remember. So there we go. So this is space. This is what space is like. So you notice how my hydrogen is lasting a lot longer? It lasts a lot longer than it does on the planet because we're in space and there's no gravity other than what's on the ship. Now speaking of gravity, you notice how it says artificial gravity goes way out here? We need to lower the gravity on that gravity generator because it's way too much for this one little ship that we have here. So let's go and deal with that. Where's my entrance? Oh, here it is. And we'll grab it here. Can I actually get into this? Used to be able to, if you could find the button. There it is. I don't think I can reach it. Alright, so we'll just go inside and deal with it. Alright. Alright. I don't know why it does that. It's just silly. Alright. Okay. So, I can take the helmet off again. Ah, yes. We are breathing air without the helmet. Let's go down to the cargo container. That way we can control this from here. And let's go to the gravity generator. It should be like gravity generator number 7 or something. Actually, it only says 2. So to control this, we can control. I go into the gravity generator. We can control the width, the height, the depth, and the acceleration. I don't like 1G gravity on my ships. I always turn it down. Which, if you look at the kilowatts, this is what you're pulling for power. If you turn it down a little bit, it goes down quite a bit. I like to turn it down to like 70. Also, the depth needs to be, so every block in Space Engineer is 1 meter. So how big do you think this vessel is depth-wise from the center of that gravity generator? So I'm just going to make a wild guess that we're at 50. Height is 50. You see how much my power output goes down, and my width is 50. Now I'm still walking around, so that's good. That means that what I wanted to do there. Now let's make sure that when we go to the cockpit that we still have gravity. Nope, see, I lost gravity. So we need to increase. I take it that would be. That's width, height. I'm gonna say width. Let's go to 70? Oh, that's 69. That might not have changed anything. Oh, it did. Okay. Alright, so we're covered. The whole ship's covered now with gravity, and we're all set. So, there you go. So, there we go. The maintenance is done. We're all set. We need to find an asteroid, because we need to get some more ice, because this is a problem. How much uranium do we have? Where is my... We have plenty of uranium in both reactors. There's 103 there, 56 there. We're not pulling much power because we're running off hydrogen instead of our engine's running off power. So that's always a good thing. And all you need to do to find an asteroid is just fly away from the planet. So that's what I'm going to do now, guys. I am going to put my engines back on, all of them. So again, if you look at the inertial dampers, I'll explain this one more time. So when you have inertial dampers on and you go forward, you can see that I picked up speed, but I instantly lose speed because now my inertial dampers are going to slow me down. They work a little different than when they do they're in the atmosphere, so that's something that we have to remember. And I don't think I explained that when I was taking off last time from the planet. When we first took off, I was more into just trying to get us off the planet, but you want to make sure your dampers are on if you want to keep going forward. So what I usually do is I point the ship to where I want to go. In this case, we're just flying out towards space. You have to get a certain amount of distance from the planet to actually get anywhere. So I'm going to get my speed up to 100, and then I'm going to press the Z key to shut inertial dampers off. Now I can shut my hydrogen engines off, and I'm still moving forward at 100. I'm not losing any speed. I'm moving in this direction. If I move the ship up, I'm still going in the same direction. You can see my little particle effects. I'm still going in the same direction. My ship direction has changed, but my direction of travel is the same. If you want to change your direction of travel, then you got to start using your inertial dampers and your engines to kind of rotate your ship to be going in a different direction. So that's what's up with that. So this might take a little bit. If we look at where the uranium supply is, we're not quite far enough away from the planet yet to generate asteroids. So I'm gonna pause the game right here, and when we find our first asteroid, I will bring it back. So I'll be back, guys. All right, guys, I am back. So I want you guys to notice this. We have our first vessel that has jumped in. It's a business shipment, so that means it's civilian. It's not a pirate. It's not going to come after us. It just kind of jumped out real quick. I'm 127.233. I'm 127 kilometers away from our uranium supply, and I could have sworn that you had to be 150 kilometers from the end of gravity, 15 kilometers from gravity for asteroids to start forming and to start coming up. But I did see my first ship, so that is pretty surprising. That, I mean, 129 is from the ground. It's not quite level. I should start seeing asteroids soon. Hopefully, real soon. I've been going for quite a bit here. It takes. Remember, I don't have a speed mod in. I might add one. Because it's going to take us a little while to get hyperdrive. If you guys are wondering why we're not going to the moon, it literally take me like 4 hours to get to the moon, or some silly thing like that. Or is it 2 hours? Or it's something like that. From end of gravity to the moon at 100 ms is like 2 hours or something like that. And we don't have the hyperdrive yet. We don't have the supplies to even get close to that. Once we get a hyperdrive, then we can pretty much go anywhere we want. It's just you know, that we have all these technology limitations that we have to still consider. I'm still a little spiffed that I haven't seen an asteroid. Usually you start seeing them by now. I mean, they're going to eventually pop up. The asteroids are like everywhere. And I did dense. I did dense ones too, so we should see a lot of them. the background is pretty cool. If you guys, that is not default Space Engineers. The backdrop, that means the stars and stuff like that. It has like constellations in it and stuff. I just noticed that from this space view. We're 138 kilometers now. So when one pops in and I start seeing some asteroids, we'll head on over to one. Hey guys, I'm back. Still no asteroids, but I'm 54 now away. One thing I wanted to show you, that even though I'm going 100 ms right now, if we look in my cockpit, I'm in the cockpit right now, but if I hit F, if you look, I can walk in my ship without issues. Hardly any issues at all, which is pretty cool. When you add a speed mod and you go too fast and you try to sit out of your seat, it could cause problems. But as long as you're going 100 or less, you actually will walk on your ship. If I stand up, the gravity is taking me with it. If I put my jetpack on, I'm not really doing anything. You notice that? I'm not like getting vaporized or anything like that. It's like, I really hate these windows. I really hate the. Oh man, really? Why would I have dirty glass like that? Why? It just doesn't make any sense, and it makes everything so terrible to see. But anyway, okay, so yeah, so you can walk around your ship, do things while you don't have to sit in the cockpit. You just can walk around and do things what you did. That's why I kind of added a little bit more room for I didn't have to worry about that. Alrighty guys, I am back, and if you look ahead of us, we have asteroids. But there's a big but. It's been a while since that little 1 second, little half a millisecond pause that you just saw is literally like a day of work. So I actually looked into the history. I went so far out, I literally was flying for like hours upon hours upon hours, and I was not seeing any asteroids. So I went to the forums to see if there was a bug or something that asteroids weren't showing up in games or survival games or the solar system start, and I couldn't find anything. I was like, what the heck? So finally I just decided to go. I can't see my settings. If you go to settings, you go to your options, you go to the games, it doesn't tell you what you used as settings for anymore. You can't change it. It's one of the only things that you can't change is what you set your asteroids at when you first started the game. Now I usually set it for dense asteroids. So I'm like, oh man, I can't see it. But the fact is, I can see it because in episode 1 I did a recording of it and it's on YouTube. So I went back and I looked at it, and I have no idea why I did it. The option doesn't even exist anymore. They only have low, medium, and high density now. But for some reason in that version, which was before the beta came out, and it was a developer version, it was basically a developer version of the beta, they had something called large 6 asteroid start. And that's what I chose. For some stupid reason, I chose that. And so basically that game has 6 asteroids in it only in the whole game. There's no other ones like these ones that you see ahead of you. So what I had to do, and I'll post a video on how you can do this, I basically had to recover my game. We still have our ship. The ship is exactly the same ship, exactly the same stuff in the ship that we took from the base that no longer exists right now. But if we go down to down here, we see the cargo bay. I still have all my ores, all the same ores, and everything. What I had to do is like I said, I'll post a link. I'll post a video on how to recover a bad save, for you guys can save these things. You basically have to copy your ship from your old game and paste it into a brand new game. So this is technically, the world that we are in is a brand new save. our base no longer exists. The one that we left behind last episode no longer exists. It was the only way I could continue playing. Otherwise, I would have had to end the series because there was no asteroids. And without asteroids, you can't survive in space and space engineers because you can't get some of the... it wouldn't have been fun. So... yeah, I'll post a link, and I'll post it in this thing. If you guys want to go check out episode number 1, you can see where I made the mistake. I can tell you why I made the mistake. I made the mistake because I basically had to start that series over like 7 times, mostly because one time I forgot to put the recording on right at the beginning when we were landing, and so I had to keep doing it over and over and over, and I must have just been getting irritated, and I finally kind of messed up and chose, instead of choosing dense, I chose large. 6 asteroid start, which I don't understand why it was even there, but right now if you start in the solar system start, there's only 3 options. I just did it, so there's only low, medium, and dense. So we are in a dense one. We have the highest population of meteorites that we can have. So let's head on over to that one right now. We'll just kind of go on to the side. So we'll finish up this finish up this episode and hopefully get to the next one. We are in a little bit of a pickle, though. No, we don't want that. And what I mean by that is that, if you're wondering, you can actually get out, and I already told you guys that. If we look at my hydrogen, where is it? Hydrogen tank. I'm at 47%. I basically was at 90. I think I was like at 80 something percent. Like I said, I was going for hours upon hours. Oh crap, we're almost there. All right, here we go. I was going for hours upon hours upon hours upon hours upon hours of trying to get to asteroids. There's our first asteroid. Let me you gotta be kind of careful because it can be very kind of misleading on where your ship is relatively to the things. I always like to go into third person view and just kind of get closer to the asteroid. Now we don't have an ore detector on here, so we're gonna have to add an ore detector, to be honest, if we want to find out what is on this asteroid. So let's see. There is a little bit of a hole here. We could technically, looks like there's a bigger hole on the other side if we wanted to kind of fly inside it, but let's get out for right now. Why did I die? Yeah, so randomly dying in Space Engineer is also an issue. Don't ask me why. I did lose my good tools though. We will have to make some more, but right now let's just get some steel plates. I don't have a whole lot of steel plates either, do I? So let's do some production here. I'll do another 1,000 and we'll go back to inventory. I'll need some of that. I believe I need detector components. Yep. And we'll grab some motors. I have no idea. I forget what's in this. Let's go to G and we need to make an ore detector. So ore. There we go. One thing I do want to do is I want to depressurize us. So let's see if I can get that right. Where is it? I'm going to get all this stuff done automatically. I was right in the vent. I don't understand why I would have a problem with that. Okay. I'm still a little miffed that I had to go through all this to get this done. So depressurize. I'm going to turn that. What that will do is make sure I put my helmet back on. Oh, I don't have it on. There we go. So now everything's depressurized. I don't want to lose any oxygen right now, so we'll open that up. Close that up. Open that up. There we go. So we'll go outside. So we got to find a place to put my dampeners back on. I got to find a place to put this. That's not too weird looking, I guess. I won't like that. This is going to be kind of a pain. I know it is. Alright, let's guess we can put it back here. I also don't have an antenna on this. I should have done that. So I need construction components to finish this off. Because we want the antenna be able to broadcast where everything is when we want to go get it. So construction component. We'll put that like that. Like that. So I also need an antenna. Antenna. There we go. So what do we got here? 8 minutes. Yeah, I think I'm at time right now. So I'm gonna get this all finished. Here we go, guys. We are at the no. We are at the asteroid. I can kind of go look quick what we have in there, but let's kind of just go look in there, then we'll call it quits. I mean, there's iron here. I can see iron. We do need water. Water is like bluish, a bluish color. There's something here. I'm not quite sure what that is. What is that? Iron. This might be only an iron asteroid. Sometimes that happens. Nope, there's something right here. That looks like uranium. Nice. Anything on the outside? Ooh, what's this? That's probably the uranium again. Yeah, I just took a quick look here at it. So there you go, guys. I'll probably try to find a bigger asteroid when we're not on camera, but until then, guys, hit that like button. I was a little surprised in my last episode that I didn't get many comments. I mean, it got mega views on it, got mega likes on it, but not too many comments. I guess we ran out of things to say, but you know, hit that like button, do some comments, and help out the channel and subscribe and all that stuff. So until later, guys, this is Malkuths 1974. I will post that video on how to recover a save file or how to transfer your ship to a new world without losing all your stuff, basically. I'll make another video on that a little bit later. So, this is Malkuths 1974. We'll see you later. Malkuth, out of here.